What is going on, Warrior? This is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. It is finally time for us to look at Dan, the man, the new Dan, training Dan, helmet Dan, Saikyo Dan. I'm about to see how this guy actually works and see if he's actually any good. Obviously, he's dominating a lot of, people's avatars right now. He has a lot of fans, and hey, sometimes you make a trick out of somebody and it ends up being a cult hero. That's how this stuff works. It's kind of crazy. But we're going to look at this kid here. We're going to be looking at how he works, see if it's actually viable or just another joke in the game. That's where I've been sort of curious about. I have no idea how the guy works, no idea about the character himself because he's not been one that has really been talked about. I think I heard small whispers that says it's pretty good. He does bring something to the game, but we're going to be looking at ourselves and see how he actually works. I didn't actually. So he is a tank. He's a tank. Okay. Well, with all that bulletproof stuff that he's putting on there, what would I call that? That extra whatever that you think he's about to play some baseball stuff. I guess we can say he's dressed up to take a hit. So let's go right ahead and look at the passive because that's going to give us a mechanic of the game. And now it says when attacked by an enemy with taunt, reduce damage taken by 30%. Upon inflicting taunts, grant a random friendly fighter, one of the following buffs: damage bonus, whoa, damage reduction, crit damage, and recovery rate. This is the tank that acts like a support. This is actually cool. Upon inflicting taunt, grant a random friendly fighter one of the following buffs. But it's gonna be random. You're not gonna get it the one you want all the time. So either damage bonus, damage reduction, crit damage, and recovery rate. There's also 100% base chance to inflict one of the following debuffs on a random enemy, which is obviously damage minus 15, or the opposite of what you get above. All the above buffs and debuffs last for 15 seconds and cannot be stacked. Oh man, imagine if it could be stacked. That would be crazy. Increase the effect of the above buffs and debuff 20% when other friendly fighters are attacked by an enemy with taunt. Reduce damage taken by 15%. Upon entering battle, grant all friendly fighters one of the above buffs. Oh, okay, so that means you can probably get another one. They just don't stack though, so that's cool. I think with level 4 we should expect that to start from the beginning. So let's go over to see what taunt is. Target is forced to attack the taunting enemy. Affected by effect accuracy and effect resist. Okay, so this would be something that might be nice to pair, Rose with, because Rose does give 20% once you do add that, effect accuracy stuff from the assist standpoint. But now let's go ahead and look at the super combo. Okay, so it says taunt the enemy 4 times. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see that animation. Ooh, there we go. Taunt the enemy 4 times, with each taunt having a 20%, 35%, 50%, and 100% base chance in sequence to inflict taunt on all enemies for 10 seconds. Oh wow, if it's on all enemies, and all enemies going to get it. Now, increase the effective accuracy of this skill by 30% before the final taunt. Force the enemy's tag fighter into battle for 10 seconds. That's crazy. Alright. Target is forced to attack. Yeah, we already know what that is. My bad. I'm reading that again, but that's pretty interesting, right? So now, looking at the second one, it says unleash a barrage of blows on the enemy, dealing damage equal to 446% of attack, with an 80% base chance to inflict taunts on all enemies for 8 seconds. So this guy is doing taunts on all enemies, eh? The skill deals up to 60% damage more against enemies with taunt, increase duration to 10 seconds as well. And that is cool. And now the last one. Oh, look at that. He used all his energy to do that, so I need to enjoy the animation there, man. Let's. Oh my word. Okay, let's go. Charge up and unleash 3 energy waves that deal damage equal to 209%, 197%, and 100% of attack in sequence. After unleashing this skill, this fighter is stunned for 3 seconds before recovering and gaining 50% effect accuracy. So that's what that sound is all about. Let's do it again. Oh my word, bro. That is quite funny. As long as he has the taunt landed, then that's all good. They can beat him on the floor. But that's crazy. All right, so now it's pretty nice mechanic, for a tank. Looks like it could actually be very effective. Now we've looked at the the there you go, head guard. That's the name I was trying to look for. Saikyo head guard. Excuse the Saikyo Dan. Okay, so you get stats of HP bonus of 27%, attack bonus 12%, defense bonus 21%, and dodge 6%. And it's called Reckless Provocation. Okay, so now upon inflicting taunt, trigger a passive skill buff and debuff one time. Okay, so now if you put him in the assist position, this is what happens. At the start of the battle, grant the assisted fighter one of the following buffs. So almost kind of like Rose, this actually lasts until the end of the battle, but it can't stack. You just get one of them and that's pretty much it. So you obviously most people will be hoping to get that damage bonus, instead. But now pretty tough because it's quite random, right? The other thing I need to know is this. We have to look at it. Do we have the signs for what these damage bonuses are? Right? I think this is the one that does it. Hold on. Where is the one that? Oh, is it a passive here? Oh yeah, we just can't. I don't think there's a specific icon. Maybe you're going to see like what Rose shows, like the sword, whatever, blah blah blah. But let's go back to the fighting spirit here and let's continue this stuff. Okay. Upon inflicting taunt, gain super armor for 4 seconds. Okay, so now it's going to get super armor, plus 10, plus 20. Trigger the passive skill buffs and debuffs 2 times each. Nice. And upon inflicting taunt, so that means you're probably going to get different ones because I don't think it repeats, right? Let's go over to the passive here. I think it says it doesn't repeat, right? You can't have the same debuff twice. Let's see. All the above buffs and debuffs last 15 seconds and cannot be stacked. So they can be stacked, meaning you're not going to get another damage bonus, another, whatever, right? You're just going to have that 15% and that's it, flat rate. But at the same time, it means you can actually have multiple of these buffs at the same time, which is cool. At plus 30, upon inflicting taunt, gain super armor for 6 seconds and grant all friendly fighters super armor for 3 seconds. So that's pretty cool. The head guard Dan wears during training. Okay, so now obviously the last bit here is the garage, and let's see what it actually does. Okay, upon unleashing a combo or super combo, gain a shield equal to 35% of max HP. This shield cannot be dispelled. Also grant all other fighters shield equal to 20% HP. This shield cannot also increase affected fighters, effect accuracy and effect resist by 50% each, and cannot be dispelled. So it is actually cool. Someone like our Dowsum definitely going to be enjoying this guy, but obviously he is a win character, so we have to look for people who actually do require effect accuracy in the win faction, which I think is either 0 or it's going to be tough to find. But other than that, let's have a look and let's see what his stats are about with regards to speed. Let's go right ahead and confirm this real quick. And here, where are you? Okay, here you are. And he has a speed of 105. Okay, so typical tank speed and not too fast or whatever. But otherwise, here's what I'm going to say about the character. This is pretty nice, neat mechanic for someone like Dan. All right, like he definitely has the usefulness to it. And actually, he looks like he's a mini buffer. Okay, this is actually a mini buffer, and for a tank who is trying to protect, but at the same time, granting buffs and debuffs across the board, that is quite fantastic. Nothing too extraordinary with regards to his mechanic. I'm trying to remember, do we have other tanks that do taunts? I think we do have some tanks who do taunts, right? Let's look for typical tanks that you would expect to taunt. What I feel like Zangief does a taunt. I'm not sure. No, it looks, yeah, it does, yeah. So, but if you look at zone taunt, it says taunt to enemies, the fighter's defense is increased by 10%. So when he's taunting, he's just making himself, more resistant to damage. But he's not just making some more resistant damage. He's either making other people more resistant to damage or making them actually more efficient with their damage. So Saikyo Dan Definitely looks like a G of a character so far. Now remember, he's a tank, meaning when we do the analysis, we should not be expecting him to influence the game from an attack standpoint, but how will he boost his entire team? That's what we're going to be looking at here. And luckily for us, we have our tanks at 30 in fighting spirit, so we don't in fighting heart, so we don't have to worry about if it's going to be effective or not. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for me, guys. That is the kit review for Dan, Saikyo Dan, S Dan. You know, and otherwise, he looks like an amazing character so far. I'm actually curious to see how he works in the analysis, see how quickly he bleeds through, with how he helps other people bleed through. Because remember, he's a tank, so we don't expect the damage coming from him for the most part. Otherwise, video boy Shin with you. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.